Great Yorkshire Business on Great Yorkshire Radio.
Well, do you know what? There's a lot of talk about collaboration, people working together, and I've got a great word that I've just had shared with me, collective. And I'm joined on the line now by Rudy, Ellie and Lee, who are a collective. How are you all?
Hello.
Hi.
Good, thank you.
Good. Hey, tell me more about this collective then. What it's all about and how do you come together?
The collective has started basically from my business, Famous Wolf. I wanted to build a collective of specialists that are alphas in their own right. And so I've teamed with two businesses that are extremely highly skilled professionals within their industries, one of which is Lee from L33 that specialises in web design and web development, and also Ellie from Giant Leap Productions that specialise in video production. And together we provide an overall marketing solution. And obviously Famous Wolf specialises in digital marketing, which is all about driving leads to businesses that convert to sales effectively. And to do that effectively, you need to make sure that you have a great website and also that you have fantastic video content, which we call rich content in the marketing world. To do that, as well as know how to get that message then out there using the likes of social media and other forms of digital marketing, which is where the Famous Wolf.
So you bring all these strengths together. So Ellie, how did you get involved then? How did you meet Rudy? Let's share some of that for the listener.
Rudy and I have actually met networking. So we've both been networking separately for our own businesses, and then we sort of came together and realised the power that it would have if we sort of joined forces. So we know from a video background that we can produce fantastic content, and that's what we've been doing for our clients for 10 years now. And they've got some great content, but we found over the years what happens is they have brilliant content and it might sit on a website somewhere, but actually nobody really gets to see it. So what we really want to do is for our clients to get the full benefit of having a brilliant video and people are actually seeing it. And that's where Rudy comes into play, because he's an expert in what he does. So we know that for our existing clients already, all of the content that they've already got, we can send them in Rudy's direction and say, you need this service to get all of your fantastic content out there. This is going to win you more sales. You don't want to get left behind. This is, a digital world. Everything's on social media. So go with the experts and get all of that great footage out there.
The power of networking, eh? Lee, was that the same for you then?
No, it's actually introduction from a mutual friend. She was a content writer who said, we've got this guy, Rudy, who was working on social media marketing. And at that time, we had a need for somebody with those skills. So we arranged a meeting and we had a really great fit. The thing about building websites is you build a website and it can sit there and nobody sees it. But how beautiful the website is, how good the content is. If you're not driving traffic to that website, you've almost got like a white elephant there. So what we were looking for is a partner who could help our clients drive extra traffic, potential customers and new clients to those websites. And the way it's done these days is via social media channels. So we met Rudy, he had some great ideas, loved the ethos, the way he worked, and so it was a really good fit for us. And also, with the reverse of that, with Rudy's social media marketing, if you're directing people at a poor website, or if it doesn't work on mobile, if it's not accessible for people with, visibility issues, or even things like colour blindness, if it's not working for your entire market, you're directing somebody at a brick wall, and that's not going to work or be effective for customers or clients.
Right, that's how it all comes together then. So tell me more about the your digital media strategies, because I know we've met on many occasions, Rudy, and we've talked about LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You do the lot, don't you?
Yeah, there are a lot of platforms out there. What we tend to say to businesses when we go out to see them is that, we do an analysis of their business and understand their business model before we offer a solution. Because the best thing for us to do is to understand what that business's customer base is, who they are, what type of person they are, where they would be. Because there's no point going on every single social media platform if your client base isn't on every single social media platform, or they're not going to be interested in your product or service on that specific social media platform. It's finding out the perfect social media platform for that perfect customer of your business, making sure you're on there, and then targeting even further. But it's not just all about selling to clients either, Steve. It's about educating your customer base about why you're an expert in the field that you're in. You do that through building kudos and building trust, because people buy into something that they trust, and they also buy after the experience. So it's offering added value when you're posting organically. And then later on down the line, that's when you start to use your ad campaigns. It's understanding the buying funnel, and that's where these guys, Lee and Ellie, come into that process as well. As Lee rightly said, there's no point driving traffic to a website that's no good. So we look at how the website's built. If the website needs changing or it needs optimizing, the user experience isn't great, then we look at that. But we also look at video content, because as everybody knows now, video content is king. More and more people engage with video than they do with static images. And
a good video is needed, Ellie. A good video is needed. Come on, let's be honest, because I can say it, you probably can't, but I have seen some horrendous videos out there that people put out on social media. It's a bit like when they take I always share this story. A guy wanted to connect with me on LinkedIn, and he sent me a connection request. And when I looked at his photo, I thought something strange here. And he took his photo in a hotel bathroom with a toilet roll holder beside him. And he marketed himself as a professional operation. So you see that in photos, and you do see it in videos sometimes, don't you, where you just see people disappearing off camera and all that kind of stuff. So a good video is important.
There's obviously a lot to it, and there's a lot to be said, for people who are doing their own videos, and if they don't have the budget to it. That's why we do also like to, offer good content for people that need to do it themselves. We like to educate people on what is the right type of video to put out there and how you can make them look great. But hopefully by educating them and giving them all that sort of knowledge, they realise actually we should be going to the experts to do this, because this is going to make us look good. This makes us look professional, and builds our brand. And it's so important when you're out there on social media that you have that high quality content, because it's you, isn't it? It's a representation of you and your business, and you want it to look fantastic. I do commend people that say, right, we're going to do this ourselves, and not everybody has the budget to do it. But yeah, I think it is important to have that quality.
That's another reason why it's so important to look at businesses like collectives such as ourselves, because there are so many larger agencies out there that you could potentially go to. However, you're just not going to get the same service to the extent where you might end up being treated like a number, simply because of the fact that you're one of many customers. So, and there's so many different systems you have to go through, and a lot of the time they seem quite stagnant. So they're not flexible enough to be able to move with you, whether it's from a budget point of view, whether it's from needing a product or a service instantly, whether it's video content, whether it's social media, whether it's web design, and being able to tailor a service specifically to your business. A lot of the larger agencies are quite structured and can't really move with you.
And just picking up again from Ellie, what we were saying in terms of video content, and so you talked about there, Rudy, about being important on where you put your stuff on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Let me point this to you. This is a web design question again, because sometimes you see websites that have got God knows how many pages, right, that just lose you. So is it not important, again, when you're talking about the website, to be really clear about what the person wants on that website, if that makes sense?
Absolutely. I mean, the analogy I always use when talking to clients is if you owned a leisure centre, for example, you wouldn't stand at the front of the leisure centre shouting at people, saying, come to our swimming lessons, come to underwater yoga, come to the aerobics class. What you'd do, you'd let them come to your sports centre, come in, you'd let them ask a question, I'm looking for swimming lessons, for example. You'd inform them about the swimming lessons, you'd tell them what the prices are, how they could get involved, the process involved, and then on their way out of the leisure centre, you could cross-sell something else to them, cross-sell yoga classes, cross-sell the bits, but you allow the customer to control their journey. And that's exactly the same in websites. Don't shout at people. And that's by far the biggest pitfall that people fall into. They're trying to shout and get so much information across. Let the user discover the journey. Hold their hand, direct them, but don't force them. Because what you'll end up doing is just scaring people off. And by adding extra content such as videos, interactive infographics, figures, good imagery, that all helps. But the most important thing, have a clear message. Know what you're selling, either a product or a service. Let people find it. Don't shout at them, don't force them down the route. As there are more and more websites, more and more competition, that point becomes more and more important. If somebody lands on a website in a few seconds, if you haven't grabbed them, if you're not taking them through this journey, holding their hand, you've lost them, and you've lost them forever. In this digital world, with social media, you get one chance. Once it's out there, bad reputation, it's out there forever. And so this really is a key point, I think.
So there, as from what you're describing there, is that you will help them take them through that journey, I guess. Well, you all will, as a team. You'll help them take through that journey. Rudy, just coming back to the different things like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram and stuff, is there different age groups on each platform? Because, I'm Instagram, I'll be honest, I don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll be honest. Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing on LinkedIn till about 3 weeks ago, so there's no surprise. But am I making sense around that? Are there different age groups that hit these different platforms?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say Facebook has changed dramatically over the last, I'd say, year, where it's no longer kind of a younger person's platform, partly because the demographic that used to use Facebook, all of their mom and dads are now on Facebook, so they don't want to be on Facebook anymore. Mom and dad can see everything
wonder why.
Doing. Yeah, so that demographic kind of moved over to Instagram now. So you've got kind of an older demographic, and Snapchat.
My children are,
So you've got your Instagram and your Snapchat, which is slightly younger demographic. But I mean, I would say you've still got people using Instagram up to the age of 30, 35, around about that age. And then anything above that, you've got Facebook, where they're using Facebook a lot more. You've got, a lot of 55, 65-year-olds using Facebook now. With LinkedIn, obviously, it's your business professionals. So it just depends on the product and the service that you're trying to offer and what would be suitable to that specific age demographic and that type of person that you'd be trying to aim towards. If you're on that platform, it's about drilling down further. And the great thing about social media is that you can target down to interests, TV programs that you like to watch, websites you like to visit, how old you are, how much income you make, what street you live on, where you live geographically, how many houses you have. All of that data I can grab. So I can drill down to your perfect ideal customer down to the minor detail to make sure that when we're getting your marketing message in front of those individuals, it's being seen by somebody that's ready to take your product or service there and then on the spot.
Right. Okay. So how, if somebody wanted to work with you, then what's the process? How do they do it? Do they talk to you first, Rudy, or Ellie, or Lee? Which way do they go?
They can talk to this again. I'm glad you asked that question because this is the beauty of the collective. It doesn't matter whether they contact me first or Ellie or Lee. The process will be exactly the same in terms of we will consult, we will understand what your business needs are, understand how your business model works, find out what type of marketing you've done before, what type of video production you've done before, or what type of website you currently have, and then look at the overall solution and see how we can fix it and how we can help you and how we can help you grow as a business, how we can add value to your business, whether it's through getting you a better website that's going to, when we drive traffic to that website, that you actually get better conversions because your website's better, whether it's providing you with better content through video production to get the message across clearer and quicker, whether it's to do with making sure that we can actually drive conversions to sales rather than just clicks. It's the conversions and the sales that businesses want.
And do you work across all sectors then, your different sectors?
Yeah, We work across all different sectors. We've got a whole range of different types of clients. So yeah, small to medium businesses that we're working with, but we also work with larger businesses as well.
So yeah, we've done websites for the aviation industry, for the metals industry, police, NHS, but then also for small ones, there's sometimes more exciting projects that we take on, that allow us to push the boundaries a little bit. So although we've got the large clients, we also quite enjoy some of the smaller ones sometimes, those ones that want to build that brand that you can grow with. We're probably not starting out, but are established but want to grow that business, take it to the next level. Those are the exciting clients to work with because they want to push it, they want to grow. And if you get in, early stages with those guys, as they grow, they'll throw more work your way, you can then expand the offering. And so I've always said that we'd rather relationships with a fewer number of clients than churn over 130 sites a year. That to me is unsatisfying, but getting those relationships. And we've got that. We've got, probably a dozen really good clients who keep coming back to us. But those clients now are asking us for video content. They're asking us how we can improve their social media presence. And so those clients are now switching on to these things. Because we're in this collective, we can say, you know what, we've got Rudy, we've got Ellie, we've got these guys who we really trust, and we can put them in touch with them, and they sort of fall under this umbrella, and they know because we've built that trust, and we trust these guys, that trust sort of is reciprocated. And we've referred quite a few people both ways, and it works really, really well.
Sounds absolutely perfect. I'm in.
I think as well, because we have worked with different sectors or different industries. So for Giant Leap, over the past 10 years, we've built quite a good relationship with a lot of people in the construction industry. So in the furniture door and window fabricators, new house builders, British Gypsum, we've done a lot of work with them, Forterra, and we've done a lot of sort of health and safety training videos. So we have worked a lot in the construction industry, but likewise, those people don't want to get left behind with social media, and they're realizing that all of their video content that they already have can be chopped up into, small snappy clips that can get them out there and get people notice them on social media as well. So yeah, we've worked a lot in that industry, but I think between the three of us, because we have had a variety of experience in different industries and we all trust each other, our clients trust us. So if we're going to say to our clients, well, you need a website now, or you need to get your content out there on social, then they're going to trust our partners in this as well. So that's why it'll work well for us.
You know what? Yeah. What comes across from all of you is your passion for what you do. Just love it.
Thank you.
Just love it. So look. So how can people get in touch with you if they want to find out more?
They can go to either of the websites that we have. Obviously, we've got Famous Wolf. We've also got L33 Solutions, and we've also got Giant Leap Productions as well. So either of those websites they can go to and get in contact with us. Our contact details are on there, telephone number or via email.
Okay, and what I'll do at the bottom of the podcast, I'll put. What was that?
Well, social media. We're on every platform.
All the social media.
Yeah. That's the phrase I use. We're all over social media. You'll find us. So when we put the podcast out, I'll put all the links underneath for people to contact you if that's okay. Get in touch with you that way. So thanks for joining us today. It's been absolutely awesome.
Great Yorkshire Business on Great Yorkshire Radio.